Well, good morning, guys. We are in not Kingdom City. We're in Montgomery City, Missouri. We're just east of Kingdom City a little ways, halfway between Kingdom City and St. Louis. Getting ready to head over to Kansas City and go deliver our booms, and then go down and get a load of rock, and go back to Missouri, get rid of our rock, and go home for the weekend. It's a lot of people are in the pursuit of money. And that's why a lot of people get into trucking. To them it seems like a easy cash grab, I guess is the best way to describe it. You're gonna make a lot of money, don't have to do a lot of physical work, just drive down the road and go. They don't think about the sacrifices that you got to make for that money. Is it really worth the sacrifices that you got to make? For instance, today is my little girl's 3rd birthday. Not going to be home today. Yeah, I got to see her for about 20 minutes yesterday, but it's not the same as being there, when she gets up out of bed saying, "Oh, happy birthday," and all that fun stuff. Or putting her to bed, for her birthday and all that. It's not the same. And you miss out. Like last week, my wife got one of the highest awards in our district for scouting. Wasn't there to see that either. A lot of these guys don't think about the sacrifices they're going to make. My wife has always understood from the time I started driving a truck. I think at first it was a little rocky for her to understand, because we were still a fairly new couple at the time, but she's been around it for a long time, so she understood it. There's a lot of truck drivers that don't, their marriages fall apart quickly, and it's one of those things. It's you can make good money, provide good for your family, but sometimes you got to make sacrifices. In 10 years, are your kids, you start when they're real little, but in 10 years are they going to understand why you wasn't ever home when they were a kid? That's something that, part of the reason why I got off the road to start with, is something I struggled with CJ, my oldest son. I left on the road like two months after he was born, and I was like, I need to come home, and I started struggling with it. I mean, it wasn't nothing new, but in my mind, I needed to be home to watch him become a young man, help guide him to become a young man. And the same thing when I had Daniel, I'm like, I need to be home. And when I found out we was pregnant with Mallory, I said, I'm coming home. That's pretty much how it went. So yeah, it's kind of hard, being in this situation. The only thing you do is cowboy up and ride and get through the day, and I'll be home tomorrow. And she's not old enough to quite understand yet, but go home and make the best out of it that we can. So we better get the day started so we can get home. Now we just got fuel. Probably just upset everybody in the parking lot. Getting in the truck, taking my coat off, and magically my coat grabbed my train horn and cranked that sucker wide open. Oops. This ain't how I want to show up to a delivery location. Air compressor, 99% sure just went out on me coming in over here to unload. Quit building air pressure, just steadily dropping. We pulled the main line off, which I just kind of got snugged on there. Pulled it off, and I can fit my finger over the hole and don't have hardly any resistance on it. So looks like I'm a sitting duck in the water right now till we get the old air compressor changed out here. I've never done a full air compressor on one of these yet, so I helped Billy with his, so I guess I got experience. Okay, before we get started, gonna give you guys a quick rundown of what we're gonna do, because the wind's blowing really hard and I kind of got a break for a second. We got a coolant line in, which we just put this on not too long ago. We got a coolant line out. We got a 5-gallon bucket we're going to use to try to catch the antifreeze to be environmentally friendly. Got to pull, this is the feed line for the system. We got to get that line off there, and the fuel pump is connected to the compressor too, so we got to get that off also. Hopefully we don't make a big mess. That's the game plan, to avoid the mess at all costs. I'm going to pull the reservoir cap to relieve some pressure, hopefully off the coolant line, and we don't lose a bunch of coolant. And I'm going to try to pull this line up to here to try to help, you know, get the old bleeding, get above the heart scenario. Same with this line also, try to get it up, pointing up to where it don't leak as bad. So we're going to put you guys on a time lapse real quick and hopefully get this thing off without too much trouble. There, we got this old compressor off of here. Oh, pain in the butt. Trying not to make a big mess with it, but it's kind of hard not to. But we got it off. We destroyed my ratchet, missing parts. I'm pretty sure I cracked the socket. I think maybe I just scratched it. But yeah. Sucky part is when you don't have all your tools. I got everything I need at home just about, between me and the old man. Could have had it done. Probably already have a new one on there. But trying to make do with the tools we got on the road at a customer, just not the easiest thing. Like I said, we broke our 3/8 ratchet. Thought I cracked the socket, but I don't think I cracked the socket. But I'm gonna see about getting another socket and a ratchet while we're waiting on parts. These guys said they'll run me. I'm at, still at our customer, and they said they'll run me wherever I need to go to get parts, so, or tools or whatever. Unfortunately, the part is on the north side of town. By the time we go up there and get back, these guys got lunch at 1. They were supposed to be leaving out the part at 1, so they ain't gonna miss out on lunch. So, oh man, what a pain in the butt. And amidst all things, Freightliner was supposed to deliver the part today down here, and which I broke everything. My ratchet, everything's broke. Air compressor. I'm a sitting duck here, broken tools. I'm just screwed over right now. And so I call Freightliner to see if they got the tools that I need, which simple tools, my 3/8 ratchet and a 15mm socket, just to get me going. And the guy goes, and I get talking to him, they said, oh, we won't be able to, more or less, even though they said they could deliver the part, they turn around and say, oh, it'll be tomorrow before we can deliver it. And I'm like, hold on a minute here, son. I was told it'd be here, be out on the truck about 1 or 2. He goes, well, the guy that usually makes the run didn't come in today, so, and the other guy don't want to do it. Long story short, we've been downloading Ubers and all that stuff, trying to figure things out. I figured I'd call my wife to double check, before I get the Uber thing all figured out, make sure I'm doing it right, so I don't get in trouble for not putting it on the right deal or whatever. And so, long story short, she goes, well, my best friend lives over there in Kansas City. Let me see if she's busy. Well, she's busy, but her husband wasn't. Works out. Guys, bumming rides. I guess it's good knowing people. My wife don't know anybody in our neck of the woods, it seems like, when it comes to needing things done, but by George, get out of town, she knows people. But long story short, we got a ride coming to get us up there, get our part, maybe swing by AutoZone or something, get ratchet and what we need to put things back together. I think we shouldn't really need a lot, but hopefully it goes back together smoothly. So that's what we got going right now. We're on day 2 of our little adventure of Fireball going down on me. We lost, we replaced the air compressor last night, got it done right before sunset, and fired the truck up, no air pressure. It wasn't building nothing, but I could hear it go or similar noise. It was blowing air out somewhere else, so I go to the next place that I know to look, and it was blowing out the bottom of the air dryer. Purge valve and the plastic, there's like a plastic keeper. I can't think of what it's called, but pretty much the purge valve and all that had blown out the bottom. So I was outside till about 9:30, 10 o'clock on the phone with my father-in-law trying to figure out how to rig this thing up so that we can get somewhere and not have to call, phone a friend or any of that. I got to thank Justin for coming and picking me up. Take me probably the time he left his house, come down and got me, went up, got the parts, come back down here, probably every bit of a 100-mile round trip. He wouldn't accept any sort of payment to do it, so I'm very appreciative of that. But the idea was with the truck to get it more or less rigged up so that the idea once we got the air compressor on was to fire the truck up and start heading south to get closer down to load our rock. But we like I said, we ran into issues with that. And then I kind of got that rigged up. We got the air dryer rigged up to where it wasn't puking out. I got something in mind to keep it from over pressuring. So we rigged that up, and the truck won't go above 90 pounds of pressure now. Well, the air governor has also taken a hit. The compressor itself, I think, is working just fine. It definitely has a lot more compression because we turned the gear on it. Don't mind my hands. I don't have a shower in this truck. I did the best I could clean up last night before I went to bed. You turn the gear on the old one, it just free spun pretty much. There wasn't hardly any compression at all on it. But the new one, you turn it, it goes whoop, whoop, whoop. Kind of like that too. And so, just filling you guys in, I'm fixing to start making some phone calls, get my coffee drank. I didn't run the truck last night because I don't want that thing to start kicking in and over pressurizing the truck. We don't want to destroy a $1,800 compressor in less than 24 hours if we don't have to. So we're gonna make some phone calls, get our coffee. Coffee's already going, but start getting warmed up a little bit. I mean, I got my hoodie on, it's not cold, super cold in here, but it's chilly. Start making phone calls, see what we can do to come up with the parts we need. So what we are going to do, Napa, there's a Napa not too far from here that is going to get the parts in that we need. So since it's not very far away, they got room for me to come in with the truck and trailer. I'm just going to go up to the Napa. The parts, I still got an hour or so before the parts come in, but I'm not going to, I want to get over there sooner than later, so when the parts do come in, I'm ready to go. I can slap them on real quick and get on my way instead of sitting around and waiting for a while. I'm just going to run the city streets, so if something does happen where I end up stranded, I'm not sitting on the highway. Parts can get brought to me in theory, and in the same situation I can get fixed and get going. I do have a system rigged up, so for some reason it starts building too much pressure, I can relieve the pressure going down the road. It's really not ideal, I will be honest with you. Airbags are aired up on the truck just a little bit, but not a lot. Like I said, this is not an ideal scenario, but it's only just like 2 or 3 miles up here, so we're gonna go up and get our parts and hopefully get rolling. This contraption that we're looking at is the air dryer. Pretty much self-explanatory. It dries the air out. This little piece down here is kind of cleaned off. That's the purge valve. We're going to pull it off, and that's what we got to change out on this piece. So pretty much this is the internal, I forget what the technical term is, but this goes, supposed to go inside of here, you know, move up and down. They got different slots for the valves. So what we did to make it over here is run a bolt through it, just enough to hold the pressure. Like I said, we rigged up a system to relieve pressure if we needed it, but I gotta take this back out for a core. No big deal. We're gonna pull it apart and get ready to take it inside here. Alright, I got the new purge valve. They gave me some grease. I don't know if that's electrical grease or whatever in the package, but I'm gonna lube up these O-rings so it slides up in there pretty easy. As you can see, this one's got a keeper on the bottom that allows this, I can't even think of what that is off the top of my head, but it holds this in place. I think that was what the issue was with the other one. It was, this wasn't holding it in, so this was blowing out, allowing the air to bypass everything. So we're gonna get it together, see if I can get it started and it'll build air pressure and run with just this. We're going to send it. If not, we got to change out the air governor too. So bear with me. We're going to try to get something done here. Now, without changing the governor, that's more air pressure than what we were building with the bad purge valve. We're going to keep an eye on it, make sure it gets up about 120, and it should pop off. If it pops off and maintains air pressure, don't drop out, we're good to roll. I do have a new air governor with me just in case. We'll keep it. It takes, like, you know, on average you say 10-minute job, so we're going to keep an eye on this and make sure it does what it needs to do. Alright, any moment now it should pop off. If it gets up above 120 much, we'll know we have an issue, but definitely building a lot stronger than what it used to. Well, it didn't pop off that I heard, but it is maintaining. Alright, so we got I went ahead and decided to go ahead and change out the air governor. Got the new one on. Trying to figure out how in the world I got the old fitting on the other one, because getting it off, it scraped across this little lip here and messed it all up. We robbed everything off of the old one that we needed. Put it on this one. We'll keep the old one in my toolbox as a backup, because obviously I threw the other one out. This one is, I mean, it does what it needs to do in a sense, but we're going to keep it in the toolbox for emergency situations only. Oh, not a crime. I'm out on the road again. I'm on the road again. Actually, we're leaving. Everything's working. I called the old man. It still didn't pop off the way it was supposed to. He says that's kind of normal, so this is tight back here. I don't like going over curbs, but he said go with it, so we're going with it. Gotta roll with the punches. I'm gonna go down and get loaded and try to get home. That is my plan. Stand. about 60 miles or so, and so far everything's working good. Truly thankful, you know, that God has given me the ability to do what I need to do. I mean, it was not an easy task. Broken tools and everything else. You know, my grandpa like drilled it in my head that I couldn't settle. He wouldn't let me use "I can't" as an excuse. So I really try to avoid using "I can't" as an excuse to not do something. Well, over 24 hours later than what we should have been, we're loaded finally. We went ahead and shut the truck off. Check engine light come on, going down the road. And I wanted to see, I guess, better double check my hood. I wanted to double check and make sure everything was kosher. Sometimes it's done that to me before. It'd come on, then I could shut the truck off for a little while, let it kind of, you know, think about things for a few minutes, and then start it up and it'd be just fine. You notice we only got one strap. The clip on the other one broke. It's like the second or third time I've wore these. Clip's already broke. Ain't that something? They don't make them like they used to, I guess. These are Chinese made. I guess time for a shower, getting itchy and sweaty. Not a good combination. They're made in China. I guess I should have just went in and bought some good old American ones, but they were cheaper. I don't know. We're going to get going, try to make it home. I know we lost a little air. When I shut it off, it was, you know, closer to 90 on both gauges. I'm assuming the air compressor probably had an internal leak or something, because before, just being shut off that little bit plus getting loaded up, that would have been just about down to 30 or below. So maybe we did something right, I don't know. The only thing that kind of concerns me, and it could just be a simple adjustment for the air governor, is the pressure drops down just a little below 90 before it kicks back in. That slightly concerns me. Like I said, it could be just a simple adjustment on the air governor itself. So we're gonna get it home one way or the other. You know, now that I think about it, like all of our troubles, I think, you know, I don't believe in the karmas and all that, but I think old J-Med jinxed me. See, he's got this little bearded truck driver feller on his Lego deal. He's got a red truck named Fireball. I think he made it after a lot of similarities here, you know what I mean? It just happened he made a short the other day with the little truck and the little guy. We're gonna call him Little Fuzzy. And the little Fireball lost a wheel or had a flat tire or something, and Little Fuzzy was trying to fix it. Everything's going good. Coincidence? I think not. Alright guys, we finally made it back home. Man, my hands are horrible. Check engine light stayed on all the way. Found out if I put my thumb on the steering wheel just right, I could hide it, pretend it wasn't on. We go head out Monday, go deliver this load. I think we're picking up, going back to Wichita. I had to talk to the old man, see what he wants to do about check engine light. They don't seem too concerned about it right now, so I don't know. Everything seems to be running okay as far as I can tell. So we were still passing Volvos and everything else going up hills loaded. So sorry for the long video and the delay of, you know, I normally do the everyday thing, and here we are, we have a little delay. Sorry about that. Just things got crazy, out of control. And honestly, I just didn't have it in me at the end of the day to knock out videos after close to 20-hour days, so something like that. So, but we appreciate you guys watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below. You know the whole bit. We're going home. We're going to bed. I'm tired. Actually, I need a shower before I go to bed. Wife would murder me getting into bed like this. So, y'all stay safe out there. God bless you, and don't forget to pay your taxes.